He's Mark Sanchez, by the way, in second place in our March Madness Bracket Challenge behind Johnny Bench. He's ahead of Jim Parsons, Joey Votto, and Brady Quinn. Mark joins us on the program. Do you know what happened at the NFL owners' meetings?
That's a very good question. I've heard sound bites from different outlets, but I've also been knee deep in some brand new children here. So I told Fritzy last night I wasn't uh, well abreast of everything in the NFL these last weeks or so. But listen, they always get together to discuss these kind of rules and what are we going to change. Last year, the kickoff. Now the kickoff's changing a little bit more. Regardless, it always seems that, and I never really had an issue with this as an offensive player, but the hashes are narrower for a reason. You want the offense in the middle of the field. You want high scoring games. You want exciting plays. When something becomes a competitive advantage or a detriment to players' health, where, I still haven't found any data for that either. I haven't done a deep dive on the tush push, but it doesn't seem like players are getting carted off the field on a regular basis because of the play. So I don't know what you do with that. I do know it is nearly impossible, and I don't hear many people talking about this. It's nearly impossible to officiate. I mean, where's the line of scrimmage? You saw, I think it was Frankie Louvu in the NFC Championship game, just doing the old school Troy Polamalu, just jump over the line of scrimmage. Remember, like he looked like who was the WWF guy? Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Remember that guy jumping off the top rope? And he was just like, screw it. They're going to score anyway. I'm going. I'm just going. And I'm going to try and time the snap and jump over the pile and see what happens. And at one point, they basically said, like, if you do it again, we're automatically giving them 6 points. So, I mean, that right there told me it's going to be an issue at the NFL owners' meetings. I don't know what you do about it. So,
Okay, but if I put this to a player's vote, not an owner's vote, what do you think? How do you think the players would vote on keeping it or getting rid of it?
I think you got 4 teams, like Nick Sirianni said. That was one of my favorite sound bites. Is we have 4 teams that should be voting to keep this play in because that got 3 other coaches' jobs: Kellen Moore, Steichen, and Rich Gannon, and Jonathan Gannon. So he's like, those guys were all a part of it.
Yeah.
It got us all first downs. It kept that Gannon's defense off the field. It got Kellen Moore the job in NOLA. So I got 4 votes right there. And I don't disagree with them. I think he's spot on with that one.
When you see Cam Ward, do you see enough that separates him from the other quarterbacking candidates? And if so, what is that?
I see an X factor. I see that potential, and there's always a guy, every couple of years in the draft where you see this extended playmaking ability. You see something that just wows you, and it's there. He has it. Now it's about, can you manage this thing? Can can we teach this guy and mold this guy and trust our coaches that we have to get him to go 15 play drives, multiple third down conversions, taking easy checkdowns, and then when it's time to go in the phone booth, throw on the Superman cape and come back out and go beat Cam Ward and make the crazy falling away, sidearm, whatever, into traffic between 2 defenders, throw on 4th down to win the game, great. Then go ahead and do it. But it can't be every single play. And that's not how the NFL is. Guys get away with more and more. Guys like Jaden Daniels have a little more wiggle room than, maybe certain other players. And the game is shifting towards that. I think Mahomes really exploded that and expedited that process, I guess, and was a catalyst for those kind of off-schedule plays. But you also have to remember he got a ton of pub for that after watching one of the most consistent quarterbacks in Alex Smith go through a West Coast system the right way and play it by the book, operate the offense, put the ball in play, protect the football, get completions, stack your completions, and, never go broke taking a profit. However you want to say it, whatever hits the kid's brain, to make them operate the right way. If somebody can get them to do that, you got to have a lot of trust in your quarterback coach and your offensive coordinator and somebody who's going to be there forever. He's not going to be able to do this with 5 different coordinators in 5 years.
Yeah.
That's not, it's got to be a long-term plan, hopefully somewhere that has a great veteran for him to watch. But I mean, the kid has some electrifying plays, and those are the kind of players that just, and I've said it on the show before, that God, I wish I could roll out of bed and do something like that, man. And it's not like I was a bad player. I was pretty damn good. But you're just like, dude, I could have never done that. And so it's you envy guys like that. They're special talent.
Tim Hasselbeck, who played the position, now an NFL analyst for the mothership, did a player comp for Shedeur Sanders. And he said he could see Kirk Cousins or Andy Dalton. Is that a compliment to Shedeur Sanders?
I would say it basically goes back to what I was talking about. Who can operate the offense? I mean, those guys have had playoff appearances. Those guys, have I believe won their division at least once. It truly is a compliment. I don't think it should be viewed another way. Those guys can operate an offense. They can get you down the field. They get the ball to the playmakers, and they're the ultimate old school, point guard that plays defense, distributes the ball, has the high shorts, and slaps the floor when he plays defense. You know what I mean? Those are those guys, and that there's nothing wrong with that. That's just a different style, and as long as you're winning game, nobody cares. If you operate the offense well, you're scoring your 30-plus points a game, nobody cares how you do it. It's more fun, sure, to watch the guy that runs all over the place and it looks more like a Madden football game. That's great. But that's also really hard to continue to play like that. And from an offensive coordinator's perspective, when you get up to the line of scrimmage, they got a pretty good idea of where this ball is going to go. There's nothing more frustrating for an offensive coordinator than getting up to the line of scrimmage and going, oh, God, I don't know what this guy's going to do with the ball. That's like way too much stress for a coach to go in and out of every game, every drive, like, oh, boy, does he understand what we're doing here? Like, that guy's got to know, and he's got to know that you know. So I think those are compliments, and I don't mind that comp. I think Hasselbeck does a good job breaking stuff down.
He's Mark Sanchez, Fox analyst. It's so important.
Come on, man.
Oh, your bracket.
What are we going to get? Oh, here we go. Oh, your bracket. Finally, I'm doing well.
I figure you would show me baby pictures of the twins as opposed to your brackets.
Listen, Perry Matfeld, now Sanchez, my wife, is an absolute superstar of a mom. Twin girls. We got the weights in 7'2" and 5'12". For twins, that's pretty big. And we knew she had this kind of potential when we were scouting her in the draft 8 years ago. And she has far surpassed her draft round status. Okay? But we knew with the right coaching and the right system that she would develop from a special teams type player, making impact plays on special teams, to now being a perennial all-pro. And this is going to be her first all-pro year as a mom. I am thoroughly impressed, and it's been pretty cool, man. I'll send Fritzy some pictures.
How about a round of applause for Mark Sanchez?
All right, come on.
Yeah. You're never more proud of your wife than in that moment, right?
Amen to that. I was blown away. At multiple times, I just wanted to be like, I am so sorry. Like, this is partially my fault.
Yes, it is.
It takes two to tango, but I am sorry.
But you led with your brackets, though, so that's not good.
Okay.
Your wife, I hope, is not going to be made aware of this, that you led with your brackets, not your babies.
No. She's also on a Peacock show, by the way, right now, Long Bright River, with Amanda Seyfried.
Oh, okay.
So she's in that show. It's gotten some pretty decent reviews, and I obviously enjoy it, but I'm biased, so.
See. Got a little plug in there for her. That's good. You did your job. And congrats on your bracket.
And the twins.
Yeah, and the twins in that order.
My son, by the way, who you've met,
yeah,
he wanted to name them Fish and Chips.
And?
So I was like, no, we went with Francesca and Samantha.
Okay.
Frankie and Sammy, Fran Cake and Sam Burger. So,
Okay.
and in Spanish, it's really good. Samburguesa is awesome. I love that one.
Are they going to be bilingual?
I hope so. Their dad is.
Yeah.
I'm their dad.
Oh, you're the dad. Oh. My bad. Dang.
No.
My bad. Thought it was Leinert.
Oh, God. Wow.
Wow. Where did I say what I was thinking? Fritzy.
Right to the
Wow. Too far.
Too far, Coach.
I apologize.
Dang.
That is
Guys. Wow.
Now I'm rooting for you in the bracket challenge. Now I feel bad now.
I got a sympathy. Good. You should feel bad. Should feel bad.
Congrats on the babies, though.
Appreciate you, man. And I got some new gear. So remember Nick Foles and Pat O'Donnell? Pat O'Donnell, the punter.
Yeah.
I was with him with the Bears, and then Foles and I were together with the Eagles. But he sent me a bunch of dad season gear, and he's got like a hat line and clothing line. And so it was pretty cool. She got a lot of baby gifts, which she deserves as the mom going through everything. But I got a couple things.
That's nice.
I was like, hey, that's kind of cool.
Thank you, Mark. We'll talk to you soon.
Fellas, you be good. We'll talk soon.
That's Mark Sanchez. He's in second place in our bracket challenge. Yeah. He wanted to talk about his brackets, not his twin babies there. I can't believe I said what I was thinking.
Out loud.
I'm better than that. Todd.
Yeah, that was rude.
We should have dumped that.
Yeah, I shouldn't have put that in the notes. I don't know. That's probably what threw you off. I put a little thing in parentheses. I didn't know you were going to verbalize that.
You got to, sometimes you got to keep them on their toes,